Hello world, and welcome to a brief demonstration on the OWASP ZAP security tool. In today's demonstration, we will showcase how you can utilize this tool to run an attack against a web application and expose the vulnerabilities that lie within. Because this security tool does simulate a real attack against a web application that can affect the site's functionality or damage data on the site, it is imperative that you always use a web application that you either own or have permission to attack prior to utilizing this tool. In today's demonstration, we will be using a Docker container to spin up a web application, the Docker container called recall CTF. In today's demonstration, we're going to quickly go over how to configure the OWASP ZAP security tool. So once you have it installed, you will want to go ahead and navigate to the tools page on the OWASP ZAP tool and go to the options page. From here, you're going to want to find the network tab and locate the server certificates tab. From here, you're going to want to go ahead and import the server certificate as well as change the local and server proxy settings. You can add the address in to whatever you feel comfortable with. In this case, we're going to be using localhost, and today we're going to be using port 8081. Once we have these settings configured and the certificate imported onto our desktop, we can navigate to the web browser of our choosing. In this demonstration, we are going to utilize Firefox. Once you have the browser spun up, you can go to the preferences or settings page of the browser and navigate to the privacy and securities tab to locate the certificates option. Once you find yourself on the certificates page, you want to navigate to the authorities tab and import the certificate that we pulled from the OWASP ZAP tool. Once you have that certificate imported, you should see it populate on the authorities tab. Once you have imported the certificate successfully into your browser, you're going to want to make sure to go to the general settings and the network settings within the browser to configure the proxy settings that you set up in your OWASP ZAP security tool. So in this case, it's localhost port 8081. At this point, again, it is important to note that this OWASP ZAP tool actively is scanning against and attacking web applications. So while you're utilizing this tool and you are not trying to attack a web application, make sure you do have that toggle to safe mode. In this case, we're going to be using our Recall Corporation website to attack and run an attack against the site. Once you have the OWASP ZAP tool configured against your web browser, you can go to the Quick Start tab and run an automated scan. From here, you can use the drop-down menu to select among the sites that you have browsed against the web browser that you have configured. In this case, we're using the domain for the Recall Corporation. You can select whether or not you like to use the Ajax spider or the traditional spider, or you can have them run simultaneously. These essentially are going to be running against all the URLs found in this domain, making sure if there's any hidden or missed URLs that it will populate. Once you run this attack, it will populate a list of alerts that can be viewed on the alerts tab of your OWASP ZAP security tool. You can utilize the search function to search for a particular string. In this case, we're going to search for the flag string. We can then use this tag search to actually find secure data, secure and confidential data. So here we have the flag 9. You can kind of skim through that and find other secure and confidential data as well. Additionally, the OWASP ZAP tool has a secondary function once you have it configured to a web browser that they call HUD. This is a tool that allows you to run the same similar attacks found on the OWASP ZAP security tool, but in a more user-friendly fashion. So from the OWASP ZAP security tool, you can either go to Quick Start and Manual Explore to launch this HUD, or in our case, since we are running this from a Docker container, it has the HUD already sprawled across our web application. This HUD can be used again to help attack the web application in a more manual fashion. So as you are navigating through the web application, it will find vulnerabilities for you. So As you see here, we have navigated to the Welcome tab of the WeRecall Corporation, and you'll see here that we have a flag indicating that there is a cross-site scripting reflected vulnerability here on this web page. So we can actually click this to get a detailed description of the vulnerability, as well as the attack evidence used to find out that this was vulnerable to the cross-site scripting. So the cool thing about this is that it gives you the ability to really apply that evidence, apply that attack, and kind of see in real time what vulnerabilities may lie within the application itself. Now, once we've compiled this data, we can then go to our OWASP ZAP tool, and we can go to the Report tab to generate a report. Thank you so much.